Hello, everyone. It's Margie, bootleg knitter, of course, whatever. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. It is Friday after Thanksgiving. I'm in a semi-food coma. Oh my God, we had steak tonight. It was so good. I want to show you. Look at this little dog. Oni. He's tired. He's tired. How a 105-pound dog can curl up like that, I don't know. And I'm going to turn around slowly. Hi, Annie. You good girl. So, yes, I'm sitting on the floor because just before he stole my seat, this one, that's his chair. And I'm like, oh, I'll sit in the recline. And then Annie was in the recliner. I didn't even get the words out of my mouth. And bam, she's in the recliner. And my son was laid out on the couch. We're sitting here in front of the fire. You see it glowing? It's glowing nicely. It's nice and chilly out. It's, I don't know, it's probably almost, I don't know, 20, in the 20s now. Very, very windy. It's not windy downtown, but we live up on top of a hill. So if it's like 10 miles an hour downtown, it's like 20 miles an hour here. So yeah, I'm hanging out, sitting on the floor, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I want to share with you what I'm doing. So I have an order for a couple pairs of mittens, and I wasn't sure the size, so I'm on my third pair of mittens. This is actually a medium, even though it's wide. Now, I take a large, and it's actually too short on my hands. But if you can see how nice and fluffy, oh, so fluffy, and you see how the yarn is nicely variegated. So this is yarn that I dyed with indigo when I do my natural dyeing. So naturally dyed with indigo, 100% wool. This is superwash. It was yarn I dyed a couple months ago, I think like a month and a half ago. And to get this lovely soft fluffiness, look at that, I'm going to show you how I did this. So first of all, I need a couple things. I need some silk. Look at that, so nice. I need a little bit of wool. This is my go-to, which is Romney. I love Romney. It's like the most amazing wool for blending. And from Settlers Grove French Angoras, Stephanie Johnson. I got this rabbit's name is Louis L'Amour. This is Angora from Louis L'Amour. Yes, that's the rabbit's name. It's grayish and whitish, and it's absolutely beautiful. So what I'm doing, I have to reach over here. Excuse me. Excuse my hand. Sorry. You can tell I'm the consummate professional here, blocking half the camera with my hand. Whatever. So I have my hand carders. I love blending fiber hand carders. Now I have, sorry, let me sit up a little straighter. I have a blending board, which I do use my blending board. Don't get me wrong. I have a drum carder, and I almost never use my drum carder. I hate my drum carder. All right, hate's a strong word. I just like my drum carder. Look at him. Got a little smooshy face. So cute. So he's named after Oni Madden the Gangster. Because the Cotton Club, one of my favorite movies. So good. All right, so here's my hand carder. I'm going to take a little bit of the wool, bump, 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 just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to take the silk. Come here, baby. I'm just going to take a piece of silk like this. And again, a little bit goes a long way. I'm just going to put it in. I'll show you after I put it in, how much I put in. Dun, 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 dun. So just like that much, okay? Some silk. And now, where's my angora? I just had it. Where did I put my bag? Here we go. So here's my angora. Again, I'll watch my chin. This is sharp. I'm just going to put some angora in. There we go, see? Okay. And now I'm gonna put a tiny bit more wool on top, just to kind of lock that angora. So here's my Romney wool, just to kind of lock that fiber in. So here we go, tiny, tiny bit, literally tiny bit. So I really have more silk and angora than wool, but the wool's gonna kind of hold everything together. So now I'm just gonna take my hand carders. I always say, like, when you're using your hand carders, here it's gentle. It's like a kiss on the cheek, nice and gentle. That's my analogy. I say, if it's adult, I say, no French kissing. No, no slamming it in there, okay? Nice and easy, like a kiss on the cheek. Your hand carders are barely even touching. You're grabbing the fiber. You're grabbing the fiber and kind of going up like that, see? And it's pulling it off. I got that little bit in there. I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to do one more time. Again, I'm grabbing the fiber. The teeth barely even touch. And there we go. Look at that. How beautiful. All right, now when I take it, I will take a piece. And now just to make sure that it's like well blended, I will take it, rip it in half, and then flip one piece. And now I have it, and then I will pull a little bit off, see? All right, now what I'm doing is I have my mittens. Now I love deep pans. I know certain people do not like deep pans, and it's whatever you like. If anyone tells you there's a right way or wrong way, psh, don't listen to them. If it works for you, it works for you. So here's my wool, my yarn, and what I'm doing is, I'll get that little piece off of there. I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay it right alongside my wool. Here we go. I thin it out a little bit, I draft it. And I do kind of rub it on there a little bit just so it sticks a little easier. And then I'll draft a little more, see how nice and thin. But that's all I want. I don't want big, lumpy clumps. There we go. And now I'm going to knit. So you might be saying, Margie, why don't you just spin this and then, hold it next to it. I tried that. You don't get the fluffiness. When you spin it, it clamps most of that fluffiness all down. So now there's a little bit of clump right there, see it? And that's okay because that's going to give me a nice little puffy spot, see? So that's what I'm doing. I'm almost done this pair of mittens. Again, I did 3 pairs. I did an adult medium, adult small, and a youth size. Okay, so now I still have, here we go, I can go further back. Again, just kind of go like this to blend it, mix it so it sticks a little easier, doesn't hang out. And once I got going, like cruising. The first one took me the longest because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. But now, like I said, I have that whole side done. I almost have this other side done, just cruising. And I do hold the yarn in my left hand. I am a pick knitter. I am not a throw knitter. Again, it's not wrong. It's not right. It's just different. Whatever you do that works for you is fine. There we go. And if you notice, I actually do tend to move my left hand a little more than my right hand. Faster way to knit. And now I'm at the end of my fiber, so I will grab another piece. And again, I'm not going to use this whole thing. I will pull some off. Again, I'll rip it in half and flip it. So that way, again, I make sure it's well blended. Lay it down. And again, I don't want to poke myself. Move that over there. Thin it out. Roll it on there a little bit just so it sticks a little bit. There we go. And now I'm ready to knit my next needle. So deep hands are not really hard if you just think about knitting one needle at a time. The only thing you have to make sure you do is see where they join right here. This first stitch, you have to make sure it's snug. Otherwise, you're going to get a gap. So now I'm just knitting like I normally would. Again, a lot of people become very intimidated by double pointing needles. The first row, I'm not going to lie, is a little rough because, they're flopping all over the place. But once you get that first row in, so again, I'm drafting it. Give it a little rub, give it a little rub. I'm going to knit again. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm almost done this pair of mittens. And then this is in order. I'm doing a craft fair this Sunday, December 1st at St. Mary's. I think it's St. Mary's Church. It's in the gym. So it used to be modern day high school, so the high school portion closed, but there's still St. Mary's Elementary School. And the craft fair is inside. It's a very nice craft fair. I'm going to have my hand-dyed yarns, which are naturally dyed. Again, those are on sale for only $20. If you go online, they're $30. And it's good wool. It's not like crappy wool. It's nice, nice wool. And also, I have some carpet wool too, which is if anyone wants to do a carpet, I have some that are naturally dyed. They're heavy, they're thick. Like I was going to use some of it to make a a mat to put underneath Annie that's laying over there. See, there's Annie again. She's sleeping. I'm going to make a mat to put underneath her dog bowl so it doesn't slide all over the floor. We used to have a carpet there because when we first moved into this house is kind of big. And there's a lot of open floor space. So we have area rugs. And my dog was old. So we had carpets everywhere, like area rugs, carpets, because Axel was old and we didn't want him to slip. He had a hard time with his back legs were starting to go a little bit. And we had carpets. Even though it's not like the best, we had a carpet in the kitchen. And so her bowl used to sit on the carpet, but now we pulled that carpet up. Axel went to doggy heaven a couple years ago, and we finally pulled the carpet up. I'm so glad we did. It looks so nice without the carpet. But Annie's bowl definitely needs some kind of mat underneath it. So I said after Christmas, because I'm swamped. It's my own fault. I'm swamped, but I have a bunch of things to make for Christmas. I'm going to be weaving and knitting and weaving and knitting and weaving and knitting, and even probably some crocheting mixed in there too, because my oldest son had a baby. I have not seen the baby yet because the baby was born and I got sick, and I was sick for 3 weeks. And even last Sunday, I was still all snuffy. So, and then I'm like, all right. So then I'm going away this weekend. So next week, I will finally get to see the baby. And I'm very, very excited. What's the matter, Annie girl? Oh, there she goes. She's walking away. She's looking for her boy. They love my son so much, my youngest son, who's here for Thanksgiving. They just love him. So, he works midnight shift, so he's trying to catch up on sleep. Wrong pipe, sorry. On that note, everybody have a great night.